All right, Daniel here. I'm going to talk to you today about caged method, the caged method. Now, the caged method, as you may or may not know, is basically taking the open chord shapes of C, A, G, E, and D, okay, caged, C, A, G, E, and D, and transposing them to the guitar in their open shapes, which means you're using open strings. See that? C, A, G, E, and D. You're using those shapes to transpose them down the neck of the guitar to create other chords with the same shapes. So let me give you an example here. Okay, so we're going to start with C. C is a very common chord. Of course, you would start here with your first finger, here with your second finger, and here with your third finger. Basically, what you're going to do is you've got to learn these shapes specifically. Okay, so here's that shape. Okay, this being the bottom string on your guitar, this being the top string. Same here, you have the open A. Okay, that's going to be your fingers here. One finger, two fingers, three fingers, however you do it, and then your open strings here. Okay. Same thing with G and D. Oh, sorry, E and D. Okay. And if you'll notice, I have all of the root notes circled. So as long as you know the alphabet, the musical alphabet, which is if you wanted to start with C, you would go C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp. Anyway, so if you know that, then you can find your place around the fretboard. Okay, so we're going to take this example. This is the C shape. Now you take this particular shape, and if you can transpose that by using a bar chord and transpose it down the neck in the exact same shape, wherever your third finger ends up with your root note with this shape is going to create it's going to be with your pinky on this one. But wherever this top fifth string note is, that is going to name your note. So say we're to take this C and transpose it down 2 frets to the 5th. Okay, now that same shape becomes a D. And if you'll notice in most of your fifth string chords have 2 roots. That's very universal. That's not gonna change. Same here. 5th string, you've got 2 root notes. Okay. When you get to the 6th string, you've got 3 of them. One here at the top, one right here on the 3rd string, and one down on the 1st string. Okay. Same thing with E. You've got 3 root notes. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now when you get to D, you're back. With the 4th string. Chords that start with the 4th string are going to have 2 root notes. Now, why this is important is because you can take any shape, and as long as you know it in the open position, you can transpose it, whether it be a C, a C, open A, open G, or it's an A minor 7, A add 9. Anything you can create is going to have its roots with the open string shapes. Now, transposing this to the guitar. Okay. Now, on the guitar, you're going to start out with the C shape. And if you can just envision that if you had another finger or more frets, you would block this off and you would create this shape just like this. Okay? That's still the C shape, but it's using my other fingers. Now, take this same shape and you transpose it down 2 steps and bar the 2nd string. It's still going to be a major chord, but it's going to be a D now because of the root here. Okay, you went from C to D. Okay, so if you can take that and transpose it all the way down the neck there's a C. Here's a C. Here's a D. Here is an E. F. G. If you notice, okay, so okay, that is a G shape. Alright, now when you take that open A, a lot of people play it like this, or here, envision it with 3 fingers. If you can take this shape and move it down, so envision you have this barred with your first finger. You're going to move that down. Okay, so that's an A. This is a B. Okay. Now it's a C. The fingers start to get a little tight here, so I'm just going to switch it up and just know that this third finger is barring these 3 strings. Okay, so that's a D. E. C. Oh, well, E. Hear that? That's all it is. If you can play any chord and transpose it, you'll have that one. You'll have that chord, but a different letter. So it'll be the same. Like this is a minor 7. If you can transpose that down the neck, okay. Now it's a B minor 7. Here is an E minor 7 with the root on the 5th string, which is your E. So you go A, B, C, D, E. Very, very simple stuff. You can do that with any chord and any chord shape, as long as you know the root of it. Now the D has its root obviously on the 4th string. Okay, so you're going to take that same shape and move it down. So there's a D. Okay, D. E. F. All kind of ways to play this. This is most comfortable. F. G. Okay, if you can do that with anything on the fretboard. Now the G is a little bit more impractical. It's not really used that often, but now just like you can see here, you notice that G has 2 roots.